Okay, guys, it's been 2 years since this whole fake Gucci Man clone imposter thing has broken loose, and I've done plenty of videos on it. I just thought, here we are, we're coming back around 2 years, and more and more people have come to believe that this is not the same guy. And the question is, one of the big questions, and I still, even though I got videos out here, I haven't made any in such a long time. Felt like it was time to do an anniversary type deal. And when you look at these two Breakfast Club interviews, the question is, why would they do that to him? Did he sell out? When did he give his soul up? I don't know. I look at both of these interviews, one from 2012 and this other one from 2017, I believe. This one over here, no, 2016. This one's 2 years old, going on a little year and a half or so. This one's from 2013, 2012 is when he was last out. But I find it very interesting with these videos. This one over here, I just really feel like if it is him, a lot of people have come to believe that it's not, and I've said in all the past videos that I've ever done on this, I said, if you keep watching him, you keep watching this guy, whoever this dude is, he'll start to expose himself even more, contradict his own stories. The thing about him smoking a pound of weed every other day is physically impossible for anybody, and nobody believes that. Why he would say that, who knows? He's probably just trolling. But when you watch these two, the mannerisms of both are, very different. I still believe this is the original, and I believe the original was really killed or disappeared, and they brought in an imposter. Now, the whole thing about cloning, people don't believe this, but cloning is real, ladies and gentlemen. People don't want to believe it. They are already making cloned meat for us to eat out in California. And I'm going to show you some of that, and then I'm going to come back to this. But they are already what they call clean meat. Where they take real animals and they clone them. Instead of killing them and slaughtering them, they clone real animals, and they're making clean meat. I heard that on NPR. They did an interview with this company out in California that is hoping to have this to market by the end of 2018, 2019. Why do I bring that up when we're talking about cloning? Because it's been here. It's always been in our face. Everybody's been doing it. Technology has already made it possible. Now they're getting ready to give us clone food, clone meat, and in parentheses call it clean meat, where they save animals. So it's all a test. It's a test, and that's the reason why is this Gucci thing so big? Why is it still has staying power? Is because it is an obvious betrayal of human intelligence, where the IRS, you have the CIA, you have all of these different government agencies that, just like out in Vegas, with the shooting, they put all these events out there for you, and then give you some cockamamie story about trying to cover up what really happened, when most of us have got common sense and we know how all this works, know that what they originally put out there is not true. And then they give you the meat on your own plate, and they tell you it's chicken, but it's really pork chops. I mean, that's where we are today. So I want you to listen to something. I'm gonna back this up. And then I'm gonna put this microphone down on my speaker, on my camera. We're gonna listen to something.
The last straw, I've been there a few times. Yeah, I never seen that. I was like, what the hell going on? All these sounders. I never even knew about no Santa Claus to that day. I didn't know people would just be running around in Santa Claus outfits.
Right. I didn't know either till I got stuck in the traffic, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? Then I seen you was at SantaCon on social media, and I was like, damn, everybody know about this?
Yeah, pulling up on promote. There's nowhere I won't go. It's been there for years.
Now, what was the epiphany that made you say, in order to change your life, you got to change your life?
What was the point that you sold your soul?
It's clearly a lifestyle change.
I don't know. I kept, you know, I done went to jail and now I done went to prison. I guess prison was the last straw, you know. I had been in jail.
But you had been there a few times.
I had been in jail. I had never been to prison.
Oh, got you.
And then, you know, when I do go to prison, they send me to this, you know, maximum security prison, federal prison. And that ain't the life you want to live. That ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing that with my own eyes, it was like, you know, I'm ready to change my whole life. I never want to come back. Because it was serious.
So was it diet first, or did you start working out first? Or?
No, it was the time. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was facing them 35 years, they said, you know, I felt like the day that they said, okay, we gonna give you 3 years.
Okay, sometimes you have to read between the lines. Charlamagne asked me, what was your change to make you change your physical appearance? Was it a diet? He didn't even answer that question. He went right into the Illuminati put something before my face, and they gave me a opportunity. The same way they did Tupac. Tupac was facing a lot of years, and he decided to make a deal with the devil, and it cost him. Here, Gucci Man decided to make a deal with the devil, or devils.
That was the time where I was like, I appreciate that. I can manage that. Let me change everything because it was over with.
Let me change everything. Okay. Read between the lines. Go back and listen to this interview for yourself.
It's going to give me the time. And we're going to be no familiar. We're going to be no, you know, my life has been totally different. I guess that was the epiphany right there. The girl said, hey, listen, we're going to give you something you can manage.
What was the conversation like with a lot of these artists? Because before you went in, there was a point, it seemed like you was going in every artist. Like you just didn't care. You had anybody who mentioned
you know, your Twitter was hacked.
Your Twitter was hacked, yeah, during that time. Did you have conversations with those artists when you got out, or was it just like, nah, let's forget it, that was over?
Like some people who I didn't have a chance, you know, when I first got out, of course, I was on house arrest for 3 months, so I couldn't really see nobody. It was just like, go to a show in Atlanta and come back home. Do a video shoot and come back home. So if I see somebody that I felt like I did something wrong to or said something wrong, I can't wait to see them and tell them, hey, listen, what I said about you was wrong. Like when I seen Monica, I couldn't wait to tell Monica, hey, listen, that was wrong. You didn't say
Is it difficult for you and Waka? I mean, I know y'all peoples, but you know, he came up as a boss too. Like, he came in as your artist, but now he's like his own boss. Y'all butt heads?
He been a boss from day one. We bumped heads. We just about to fight the other day. We always gonna get into it.
Fight about what? What are you and Waka about to fight about?
Oh, he taped me and I was asleep.
Was you snoring or something?
I will finna hit about that.
He's like, I don't play that young boy shit.
I tell him, you know, we do it. See, but I respect him because, you know, he'll fight me. He's scared of me.
So if you guys gonna fight, who will win?
We'll probably tell him a studio or a building.
So back in 2011, you had to go into a psychiatric ward. Is that for real?
Yeah, you know, so I definitely checked into it. You know what I'm saying? Me trying to work my mojo.
And then you came out with the ice cream tattoo, and everybody's like, okay, he's really great.
That's what they say, but at the same time, you know, me getting a tattoo or whatever I do, whatever people say, man, you know, I just take it all in stride. It don't make a break, you know.
Absolutely. You have you and T.I. and Jeezy resolved your issues?
Yeah, I just attended T.I. and Jeezy's birthday party about 2 Thursdays ago.
Wow.
With no problem. That's great.
You look even younger than you used to before.
I'm getting younger, baby. This money just doing something to me. It's rubbing it on the skin, my hair.
Okay, so right there he says that T.I. and Jeezy and Gucci, it's 2018, ladies and gentlemen. When this is his last interview he made. Now this one right here, in an interview he gave, he said they don't get along. So, but the old Gucci said they was cool with each other. All 3 of them was cool. But when this guy is released from the laboratory, all you gotta do is go back to his interviews. He said that they didn't get along. We don't care for each other. And another interview he gave. So there's a lot of contradicting things being said from the original to the left and then the fake over here to the right. I mean, all of this stuff is you know, it's all, I don't know. It's so suspect because the one over here on the right giving so many false interviews, some of the things he said in some of his interviews just did not make any sense. Now you heard from the horse's mouth over here on the left. The old Gucci said T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci, they was all cool, all fine. He just went to their birthday party before he went in. They was cool. Okay, how did they go from that? You know, from now this one getting out a couple years ago, oh, we ain't got nothing to say to each other. We all beefing. No, that's kind of garbage there. You know, a lot of this stuff doesn't really make any sense. But I'm gonna pause this video and we talk about clones. Let me see if I can pause this video and find this clean meat thing and how that ties in to all these fake celebrities that a lot of people find suspect. Now you got Rick Ross. He goes into the hospital and comes out in less than 3 weeks. He dropped 100 and something pounds in 3 weeks in the hospital, unless he had some surgery done. And he looks funny. And just so happened, the man also over here to the right, who's known for not looking right and acting funny, they taking pictures together. Ain't that kind of strange? I wonder if they're a part of the same underground club. So let me pause this video and see if I can pull up something. All right, so now we're back, and I want you to listen to something. We talk about cloning, and you guys not believing cloning is real, and they're doing it, and they're going to be doing it on mass scale.
The meat of the future will likely be lab-grown. Compared to our conventional methods of getting meat on the table, lab-grown meat, which debuted in 2013, doesn't involve slaughtering of animals, nor does it require as many environmental resources. Compared to other livestock, raising cows require 28 times more land and 11 times more water. The World Wildlife Fund adds that beef production drives 25% of global land use and forestry emissions. And in the near future, lab-grown meat is going to be cheaper, faster, and more environmentally friendly to produce for a growing population. But how exactly does one grow meat in a lab? The process isn't as weird as you might think. Currently, the most successful method involves harvesting stem cells from cows. Stem cells are the building blocks of essentially everything, from muscles to organs, from which muscle tissue is harvested from the live animal in what is said to be a harmless, painless procedure. The tissue is made up of muscle and fat cells, which the scientists separate from one another. What we need are the muscles, which are then dissected and cultured. Cell culturing is where a cell is removed from a plant or animal and then put into a favorable artificial environment, usually some type of substrate that supplies essential nutrients like amino acids and carbohydrates to grow. All it takes is just one singular muscle stem cell to grow up to 1 trillion muscle cells. The newly grown muscle cells naturally merge together to form tiny myotubes, which are then placed in a ring. The muscle cell's tendency to contract frequently causes them to grow into a small strand of muscle tissue. The muscle tissue tubes are then layered together to form a hamburger shape. One muscle cell has the potential to turn into 1 trillion muscle tissue strands, which is a lot of burgers. The lab-grown hamburgers don't quite look like normal hamburgers, and are much paler in color and blander in taste. But as scientists point out, that blander taste is a fair trade for an efficient way to create protein and feed the world's growing population. The price of lab-grown hamburgers has already dropped from $325,000 to just over $11 per patty. While it is still pricey compared to a Big Mac, which costs $4.79 on average, the price will likely drop in the future as production methods are streamlined, meaning that more likely than not, lab-grown meat will be on your dinner plate in the near future.
So, everything is being lab-grown. This is the new future, ladies and gentlemen. We can just take tissue from the old, grow it in a lab, and make multiples out of it in no time, and grow it. So they've already got the ability to take your memories in hospitals and put it on a disc and plug it into somebody else. Now they're telling you that you're getting ready to eat cloned meat if you're not already eating it. You're already buying cloned artistry music and watching them on TV act. So the wave of the future is here, ladies and gentlemen. Is Gucci Mane a clone, imposter? Did he sell his soul in jail? And why is all his interviews contrary and don't make any sense? You do the math. 2 years. Fake Gucci Mane. Deuces.